Hello, Ajay. How's your morning going? I'm the worst at coming up with titles. It's a good thing my wife didn't let me name her kids. They would have had some crazy names. Very hot here today. Yeah, there's a little breeze here today, but not much. Good morning, Chris. What time is it your time, Chris?
Hey,
Hello. How's everything going?
it's kind of slow. I'm still sleepy.
What time is it your time?
It's 10:41.
Oh, 10:41.
Yeah, it's really not very early anymore. But when you left last night, I think we stayed on for about 2 hours.
Wow,
I can't believe I could talk that long.
too funny.
Yeah, we
Yeah, I
just
think it was around 12 o'clock last night, my time, when I left.
yeah. Hey, Chris. How do you say your name? Patty? Is Chris also in Nova Scotia?
No, not that I believe. Not sure
Oh,
where he's at.
oh, okay. Yeah. I'll just stay on until Myron and the other boys would come.
Right?
I'll get kicked out when they come. So are kids back to school full time?
Yeah.
Oh, you're in Michigan, Chris. Wow, I was just there. Somewhere in Harbor Springs. Um, yeah, I was just there early of early. Yeah, I left Labor Day. Yeah, we left Labor Day. That was the 6th of September. Yeah, we just went all over last night with different stuff about what's going on YouTube. Footage moving 150 miles north. Okay, I am not very familiar with places in Michigan other than where we normally go in the summer, and that's Harbor Springs.
Yeah, I don't know Michigan at all, so
It's a nice town. I've taken some videos of downtown Michigan, but I still did not get time to get them uploaded. So while I was talking last night, the lady got up also, and she stayed there in the kitchen, and then she went there over where I was. She said, "So what are you doing?" And then she saw what I was doing, and she said, "Oh, you're doing your other life."
yeah, too funny.
In the south, moving to central farmlands. Ah, so you're really pursuing your farm life. Don't forget to get a rooster. Like what you said, it's not a farm if you don't have a rooster.
Chris, I think he's a late night YouTube watcher, so he'll have to maybe check out your channel because I see he commented on one of my videos. It was 12 my time, so
Hmm. Yeah. So today is the 22nd already, right? September 22nd.
yep,
So it's the first day of fall. Oh, time flies. It's already fall.
right.
It's gonna get 2 or 3. Are you gonna raise other animals, Chris? My uncle used to have so many, and we just lived in this one little area, and it's right in the city. So they're just basically in our yard because he was raising them for, the gambling thing, the fighting cock thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's legal there, as long as you would go to the designated places where you can bet. It's a huge thing. People from other places would come for this really huge tournament.
Oh, okay.
Mm, that's why. What's that, goat? Horses? I can't see it on my screen what those animals are. Oh, horses. Wow. Josephine Montemayor TB. Hey Josephine, are you from the Philippines?
She runs a channel where you can share. She just shares links.
Huh?
Josephine runs a channel where you share
Oh,
links on it.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, pretty slow day today.
So when are you going back to work?
Um, Anytime I'm supposed to already be there. I have to I have to get stuff going. I can't really say too much about it online.
Oh, your boss is missing you.
Yep.
Yeah, guys,
So
I'm sorry, aren't you harvesting soon?
yes. Um, so the company that I was working for used would travel um, and pick other farms' cranberries. Um,
Oh,
Now there's been change in uh, owners that were hiring our company to go to different farms and stuff.
okay.
So at the farm I work at, their berries are a little bit later,
Okay. So you can go to other farms and harvest.
right? Like, um, so they have uh, there's a lot of cranberries around. Like they have some big setups in Fredericton, New Brunswick.
Mm.
Um, they have uh, ocean sprays up in Quebec area.
Also,
Uh,
Ocean Spray is from Quebec. Wow.
I believe so. I could be wrong, but I
I've
believe that's
I've been drinking Ocean Spray and all this time thinking it's an American company. Stats show 41% won't work because they can't find a perfect job. Ah. Yeah, I've noticed that, Chris, when we were in Michigan, that almost everybody, all establishments are short staff, and they said they can't find worker like the Chinese restaurant, buffet restaurant there. They're just only doing drive through because they can't even find more cooks and servers. So where are those people that used to work there? Are they still getting the benefit, or why are they not going back to work? They're not. They could not be possibly all dead from COVID.
well. I've been hearing some provinces are going to make it mandatory to get your needle. So if you want to go into stores and restaurants, you have to have your needle. Is what
Mm,
is what I've
mm,
been hearing.
yeah. Um, I think Michigan is banning the mandate to get the vaccine. Is that right, Chris? I just kind of I just kind of skimmed through the news pages today, and I think I saw that article. Perfect. People will get tired of allowing couch surfers soon enough. Now then they move on to other jobs, or you can't afford to take the low paying jobs. Because I was at Culver's when I was in Harbor Springs, and the line was just long because there aren't enough people inside cooking and serving. But people up there are a lot friendlier than people in Chicago. I guess it's always like that. It's slower in the smaller towns.
It's probably still fairly early in the morning where Melvin is.
Where is Melvin from? Myron would be shocked when he comes here. It's like, oh, somebody took my seat. Eventually, Mama's basement dwellers have to work. That would be true if Mama is not a, what you call this, an enabler.
Yeah, I like Myron and Melvin coming up on panel because they're good at talking, and I don't. I'm quiet. I'm not good talking like you are.
Yeah, didn't mind it there when we have the title and then we get that kind of touched a little bit, but it's only you and Happy Papi, and occasionally one of my people would, kind of touch the subject. Then I just get to connecting, and I'm tired of that already. Because when you give them the moderator thing, they just don't want to talk. They just there to keep on subbing.
Yep, a
So,
little harder to hear you now.
oh yeah, okay, I don't know why. Oh, Myron is here.
How's it going?
I beat you. I beat you to getting up there, Myron.
Yeah,
How are you?
not too bad.
What's the name of your dog?
This one's Bear, and the other one's Effie.
Ah, okay.
I didn't give them the names. It's the one they come with.
Imagine though 2 to 4 years of no work experience and 22. Yeah, that's kind of challenging. That's why when you go to the Staples, you ask for something, even a post-it notes where they are. They don't know where they are.
Fuck, when I turned 16, or no, 18, I already had 6 years work experience.
Yeah. It's
And that was farming, carpenter's helper,
yeah.
working in seismic in the bush.
I mean, I'm from the Philippines. I've learned to wash clothes and cook food when I was 7.
Yeah. But over here, it doesn't seem to be like that anymore.
No, and I think that's a crippling thing that the young people do not know the basic stuff
Yep.
early on.
And they got everything on a phone, so that's hey Jody Cat.
Yeah.
Uh,
All
so
the
they
conveniences.
know everything. But if that fucking phone goes dead, then they don't know anything.
Right. They don't want to fix things now. They just discard and then buy.
Yeah.
Chris said 15, I was emancipated, made twice. Wow. Good morning, Jody. Now with all the gadgets, you can't almost talk to the kids.
I don't. I don't have any gadgets
Okay.
besides a computer. That's it.
Yeah. My nephew walk around with phone in one hand while being told to do something. So they're like, the brain is half there and half here.
Yeah, and it's pretty hard to do a job when you're doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And because they're allowed to do it when they're young, they just keep on thinking that when they go to work, it should be the same way.
Yeah, they're so entitled. The new generation. I'm not saying everybody.
Yeah.
They want something from you, you hear from them, and then when they're finished, you don't. Yeah.
Make some tea.
I got my coffee at Tim Hortons today.
Oh.
You drink tea or coffee, IJ?
I do sometimes tea, coffee really rarely. It doesn't seem to agree with me very much. Mm. One time I had, what is that, from Starbucks, mocha something, and it just made me really sick. So I learned. It was good though. It was really good. All right, Jody. Did I hear that Jody was who was sick? Who had the
Um, there was
something
a
like
issue with there was an issue with Jody Cat being sick or something.
okay.
I'm not sure what happened, so I don't want to say
Right.
the wrong thing.
Yeah, I just kind of read that about she's not having a stroke, but she had something going
Yeah, I think she had maybe a seizure.
on.
I seen somebody have a seizure before, and that was pretty scary.
Mm. We had a
I pretty
relative.
much eat. I pretty much eat all food that's. I like all food that's not healthy. I'm not the big fan of all the healthy stuff. I wish I was,
I
but I
used to
never
be.
ate. I never ate healthy stuff when I was a younger kid. So
Okay, it's a habit. And I think a lot of reason is that, it's just easy to get those rather than fixing this, like elaborate meal, cooking vegetables. So you just go and get a bag of chips.
one of the big problems I think here in Canada is you can go buy $20 worth of junk food per se,
Mm-hmm.
and fill yourself right up, which a little bit of health food is very expensive.
Oh, oh, yeah.
I noticed in the grocery stores, like a lot of the healthier stuff is high priced and makes it harder for people to afford that's on a low budget.
That's why I shop at the food bank.
The food bank, yeah. Yeah, a lot of people have to go to the food bank.
Is that where they give free food?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's where they, what, once a month, Myron?
Yeah, once a month I get enough food till it lasts a month, but I can go in every week and get bread.
wow.
And they'll give an orange and an apple, maybe if they have it. And
Mm,
sometimes some kind of a sweet treat, like a cinnamon bun or something like that every week.
wow.
Well, that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah, my landlady used to go to something like that. It was just across the street from us. And Trader Joe's would give food there, so you can really get sometimes organic stuff, really good stuff. Surprisingly, it's not just canned food. But then some people would just abuse the system. They would collect food there, and they're really not eating them. They're sending them back to the Philippines.
Oh, wow.
It's
I was,
funny because everybody used to eat healthy food
uh-huh,
or fairly healthy food. If you were out working and stuff, it was healthy food.
yeah.
But then the government got into it and said, "Oh, come and eat all our stuff." Big business. We'll sell you the stuff.
Mm.
Now people are trying to get back to the way it used to be.
And it's expensive now.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be because it's just a better way of farming, so it shouldn't be all that more expensive. I mean, it was fucking cheaper than what it was when they first started
Hmm.
doing this kind of crap and giving us all because it's all big business. It gives us all crap food,
Ugh,
you
yeah,
know, hamburgers and all of
sure.
those kind of joints.
So which part of
Well, I think
Canada is a big farming area?
Uh, Saskatchewan and Alberta.
Oh, okay.
I don't know about Manitoba. I think it's too rocky there. And there is some in Ontario too, I know, but I think the biggest is out west here.
PEI, Prince Edward Island, that's big for potatoes and carrots and things like that, IJ.
Bud the Spud from the Great Red Mud.
I'm sorry, Josh.
I was saying like PEI is big for potatoes and carrots and things like that.
Um, no.
Well, in Canada they are.
Yeah, in Prince in PEI, Prince Edward Island.
Oh, sorry, sorry. I thought you were asking PI Philippines. Okay. Okay. So how far is that from you?
Uh, PEI is, oh, I don't know, about an hour to the bridge, I suppose.
Oh, is Newfoundland far from you?
Mm, it's far enough.
Oh, because I have a YouTube friend from there, and she said there's lots of seafoods there.
Hey, I'm Star.
Mm. M Star Media.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, Josh, I think I'm gonna get off because I'm going to work now. So thanks for having me, and Myron, have a great day,
Oh, you have a
Thank,
great.
everybody.
thanks for coming up, IJ.
You're welcome. Yeah. Okay. See ya.
Don't overwork yourself. You don't get any extra pay for it.
What did Myron say?
I said, don't overwork yourself. You don't get any extra pay for it.
Yeah, yeah. So, all right. Take care, everybody.
You too.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
I never say bye.
Yeah, my mother hates that word.
Well, it's too final. When you say bye, I say later.
Yeah,
You're going to see the person again, but if you say goodbye, oh, may never.
yeah, yeah. My mother was like that too. She wouldn't like us to use the word bye.
And a little while ago, I said Bud the Spud from the Bright Red Mud. You don't know that one?
No,
It's a song. Great Canadian song.
my wife would know it then. My wife's the big music person.
Stompin' Tom Connors is a singer. He's country, but he was fucking Canadian. And
Yeah.
he sang about mostly things that went on in the East Coast. And he has a lot of that in his songs. Like he talks about working tobacco fields in Tillsonburg. And, you know, he writes about potatoes coming from over there. I always listened to him. My little brother was 10 years younger than me, just fucking adored him when he was young.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if he listens to him anymore. I do every once in a while. I'll listen to a song. He plays with just the guitar, and before he got famous for making records, he would play in bars, and because he was playing by himself, he would stomp his foot to keep time and do it loud enough so that everybody in the bar could hear it. And he started wearing out the stages. His cowboy boots would fucking dig into the wood and
Oh yeah.
shred it. So then he had to start packing his own fucking piece of plywood around with him. He'd set it down and then he'd stomp on that. But
Oh yeah.
that's where he got his name, Stompin' Tom Connors.
Oh okay.
And I think he's from Ontario.
Huh. Right on.
Well, Chris, you and NE could get in a bidding war. Cause Chris and NE like this pipe. Chris, and Josh, right there, I cleaned it out yesterday, so it's a yellow. But every place where there's oil inside, it turns purple, and it has blue stripes through it. Yeah, you can see the blue stripes there. Not a great shot, but
Yeah.
oh fuck, excuse me. Oh, excuse me again, pigs. I'm a lady. Check and see. I want to get my vents cleaned.
How's your stuff drying out? Pretty good?
Yeah, not too bad. It'll be done probably tomorrow.
Right on.
The smaller ones are starting to get dry enough by now. I can, it's not bad.
Nice.
It was a lot wetter a couple of days ago.
Gotta grab my coffee. What time you usually get up, Mel or Myron?
I woke up about 6 this morning. So I guess you could say that's a time because I don't move from my bed.
Okay. 6 is too early for me.
I go to bed about 10.
Somebody got timed out. Oh, why are you timing her out, Chris? Uh-oh, Chris is getting happy with that wrench that I gave him the other day. See, a lot of those people, I think, Chris, are from
Overseas.
yeah, the Philippines, and I think a lot of their channels, all they do is run the links to get subs, kind of thing. So I think she's okay. I think she's just trying to share her link. I don't think she's a troll. You might have just cost me a sub, Chris. No, no worries. You use that wrench when you see fit, Chris.
But don't go nuts.
Yeah, don't cost me all my subs. I figure the only people that I'm interested in really timing out is trolls, that come in swearing and calling me a loser and shit like that, or putting down people.
Yeah, putting down the channel or people in chat.
Right. So I ran into the Chad today.
Did ya?
Yes.
And what you
And I
think?
said, sorry, go ahead.
I said, what'd you think of the chat?
Um, said to him, I heard you went over to Mike's channel and he ate you and spit you out. And he said, no, it was, he said it's the guy that was on your channel. So I said, oh, yeah? So I assumed he was talking about you, but
I didn't time anybody out or kick them.
no, he said Mike kicked them out.
Yeah.
Because that's the first thing I said to him. I said, I heard you went over to Mike's channel and he ate you and spit you out.
Well,
So I think that drama come from the lady. I'm not going to mention names. You know who?
Yep. Yeah.
And
That's her son.
no, it's not.
Isn't it?
No, is that what he said?
Well, somebody said he was.
Oh,
I said that anything that calls himself the thinks they're too fucking important.
I missed it. I missed that episode. It was I wasn't there.
Well, that was before he showed up, even. And when he
Oh yeah.
showed up, I didn't say too much because I have a truce sort of with his supposed mother, so I keep quiet.
Right.
I'm not into the fighting, although it's fucking hard not to be when everybody's always creating drama around you.
Yeah. Yeah, so no, I heard about it, so I thought it was pretty funny. So when I seen him, I said, I heard Mike fucking chewed you up, spit you out.
Well, well, I didn't think he would last very long. Because he came over to rag on Mike. He didn't come over to rag on me.
Right.
And I didn't say anything really about him except for that it's a lot of himself. Just by the name.
Chris, what are you a military guy? They say that in the fucking military all the time. Smoke them if you got them. Navy guy. Maybe he's Navy.
Yeah, if I wasn't so fucking poor, I'd be. If I had money, I'd be spreading it around. USMC Ost. Oh. All I can say is, Chris, they brainwashed you so bad that you're still repeating things that they taught you.
You're still smoking them if you got them.
But even the language, yeah, he uses the same language as the 4 years.
Right.
Oh, in your impressionable age. Hmm.
Chris seems like a pretty cool guy. He's got to come up on a panel one of these times.
He's been up. He don't like the panel.
Been up on your channel?
Yeah, he come up once. Me and Hossel were there, and he come up. But he's shy.
Oh, fuck, you can't get shyer than me, Chris.
Well, the older I get, with the pain affecting me the way it does, I just don't fucking give a shit anymore. Yeah.
I worked with this guy that was in the military, and holy frig, he would do these directions like you were in the military or something. I'm not really sure how to explain it, but he was like, listen, man, I'm not in the military, so speak English. But when you're in the military for 30 or some plus years, it doesn't leave you. It's part of you for life.
Yes, but he was only in for 4.
Yeah.
But, like I said, it's brainwashing. You go through that training. And, well, that's what they do, really, is brainwash it. So, why did I get up?
Your tea?
No, I drank that. Fuck, I might as well sit back down, I guess. I was a solid ingester when I was young. Drugs, alcohol, but I didn't. Only once would I consider myself really fucking high. In August, around midnight, so it's chilly. What did I have on? I had on a shirt and I had the sleeves rolled up, and I was just sweating. There was beads of sweat falling off my eyelashes. And I was walking down the street, and a guy I knew seen me. He says, "I don't know what you're on, but I want some of them." So I give two guys. I took 3 grams. I give them a gram to do between the two of them, and they said it was really good shit. It was MDA. Was what I was on. That was when I walked that 2x4 that one time. I think I told you about that. What was I gonna do, man?
I met a guy there. He did Iraq, and I think he went to like Haiti, and I don't know where. He went to some real poor countries, and he was messed up from it, like just from the stuff that he's seen. Not from being shot at, but from the stuff that he's seen, the starving kids and different things like that.
Yeah.
He was telling me that there was all these kids would run up to them, and he put out some change in his hand, and the one kid took it, and then 2 other kids started gouging at the other kid's face to get that little bit of change that the guy just gave him.
Fuck.
So we're pretty lucky to be in Canada, I guess.
Well, there is kids going without in Canada too, I'm pretty sure. But we never hear
There
about it.
is for sure. There is for sure. You just don't see them laying on the streets here like you do in other countries.
Yeah. Well, I know that some of them have their parents with them. They're all homeless.
Right.
And the way I figure that is it's happening in the States. We have 10% of the population of the States, but we follow along pretty closely with what they do, and they have fucking homeless families in the States, so we got to have them up here too.
Yeah. So in our small town, we don't have any that are around that you see on a regular basis. You see the travelers come through here and there, but it's not like the bigger towns where you see them.
Yeah. Well, I'm not exactly sure who is homeless around here, but I know there is a few.
Right.
Years ago, I worked in the farm store, and one guy was camping out in one of the bins at night. Sleep inside out of the rain, you know. But
Yeah.
somebody found out and they fucking fixed it so he couldn't do it.
Just a fisherman put out a new video today.
Well, my niece went in the fucking Canadian Forces. No, she wasn't my niece. She's my cousin. And the second time she come out, she turned gay. So I think something happened to her over there. She might have been raped or something. Because she was, as far as I know, she wasn't gay before that. But something happened overseas to her that fucking switched her.
Yeah. Yeah. There's
Never got to talk to her about it.
right.
But her sister and her brother both committed suicide.
Oh wow. Holy.
About, I think it was close to maybe 20 years apart.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's a lot of younger people now doing the suicide thing, and it's pretty sad.
Yeah, well, uh, my cousin, like, that was 30 years ago. She was maybe 21, 22, had a year and a half old baby.
Wow.
Her brother was, I think he got to his late 20s. One of my best friends went out and hung himself 20 years ago. I know lots of people that have committed suicide. From the agony way to do it, one guy when I was in my teens, or maybe even a little younger, he drank chemical that you put on grain before you seed it.
Oh yeah.
And he drank a bunch of that, and it took him 3 days to die, and he was in pain. I heard all the time. Just
Horrible way to go.
yeah, yeah. And his brother and sister were really nice people. He probably was really nice too. I never did meet him. I just heard about him.
Right.
My nephew shot himself in the head.
Holy listen.
He was about 21, 22 maybe.
Yeah. That's pretty sad.
Yeah, I went through close and far, as far as relations and friends and friends of friends and next door neighbors. One guy in town here, I think he had 7 or 8 kids, and he went and laid down one day in the bedroom and took a shotgun and blew his head off.
Holy listen.
Yeah, it happens to everybody. The guy I worked with, he was a concrete pumper owner, and on certain jobs we just go and dump into him, and then he pumped the concrete wherever it needed to go. And he told me about his son phoning him, had the cops chasing him, and when he was on the phone, he took it, laid it down on the seat with his dad on the phone, took a gun and killed himself.
Holy listen.
But when you think of it, you put rats in a cage and you get so many in there, and then they start either killing everybody, the other rats, or they don't make it. And now I think a lot of the kids don't think they're going to make it, so they just check out.
Right.
And 10 years ago, it was fucking close for me too. I hadn't got help finally from a doctor and a chiropractor in town. I'd planned the week. And I knew how I was going to do it. I was just going to fucking let myself go low on sugars.
Yeah.
Because I didn't feel like ruining a nice looking corpse. I'm going to donate my body to science, so then it doesn't have to be buried or anything. I just take it out someplace and people could cut me up. I don't fucking care. I'll be dead.
Right.
But that way, nobody has to pay for a funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got that all figured. Fuck the government. I find ways where they're sending out, we'll give you $1,000 for funeral expenses when you die. Well, fuck, it takes $3,000 to be torched. Probably about $10,000 if you get a really cheap casket to be buried.
Yeah.
And that's around here. That's not where it's expensive.
Right.
But since I've started taking antidepressant pills And as the pain is slowly receding, I find myself, I like to stay alive. And I think as long as I stay on the pills, I will. Okay, Chris, be careful driving. Oh.
Oh, time for a cigarette, I guess.
Yeah, I'll just chop this up with the scissors. Mike is right. Better watch out if we finish the fucking weed before it's dried out. But it's $120 a week that I ain't putting out for weed right now that I can put on other things.
Right.
I want to get my registers clean because they haven't been done and there's shit just stuck in all of them.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is a 76 and I don't think they've ever been cleaned. When I was working on the furnace the other day, I felt around the fan and there was fucking all kinds of shit. The fan would hardly work. So it was a good thing I looked at it because I don't know who even looked at it last time, but they never said anything about that. Ooh, excuse me. I wonder why I'm burping so much. Went on all 3 times I've been hurt here that it's bothered me 20 years after the accident. When it first started hurting, I would get the burps. And I would burp all my waking hours. Maybe I burped in my sleep too. I don't know. I went to bed one night, and because my bed is so soft, it pushed on my belly, and I laid there for an hour. And I had to get up. 4 o'clock in the morning, I started burping. I burped all fucking day until midnight when I went to sleep.
Holy crap.
And I mean, it was just burp, 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 burp. It just never quit. It's got to be something where the tear is inside was trapping. It traps in some air somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know. Fuck. And it's funny because the lighter you try and touch right here, the more you can hurt me. I have a pain specialist look at me, and he grabbed me and squeezed me here. And Then he run his fingers over it, maybe just touch me, and I had another doctor talking to me to keep my mind off of what he was doing. And yeah, and I said, well, it hurts me to play guitar. Will I ever be able to play guitar again? And I really like to go fishing. And will I ever be able to go fishing again? And he walked out and didn't say a thing.
Huh.
And then I was having trouble with this doctor here, and I told him, I said, I've seen a pain specialist. You guys got him. He was here. So we went and looked, and after that, I did not have any problems with him. If I want something, I got it.
Yeah.
One nurse, she was taking my blood pressure, and she says, do you exercise? And I said, no. She said, you should. I said, okay. Next time I went in there, it was 6 months or a year later when I seen her. So she was talking again, and I said, hey, I don't exercise for anybody. Well, I can't. Movement causes pain. The more movement I do, the more pain I got.
Right.
And it doesn't matter if it's this one or the other pain. When I'm walking, the ribs will grind, and then this here is stretching. And you know, well, the worst one is the one I feel, which is usually this one. But fuck, this has been every time my heel hits the ground, sometimes it fucking hurts like hell.
Crazy.
And that's walking as soft as I can.
Right. That's the thing. Some doctors just don't give a crap. They'll be like, oh, well, go exercise, go do this. Well, fuck, how can you do exercise or go do anything when you're in constant pain?
They don't, nobody says that to me anymore.
Right.
Nobody says it to me. Because I think after they looked at what the pain specialist said, they said, do you need to go out and see another pain specialist? I said, what for? Tell him to come here if he wants to see me. I'm the one that's in pain. I've already been told there's nothing they can do for me, and it's just going to get worse as I get older.
Yeah.
So why would I drive out to the city? 5 hours, 6 hours driving time. Fucking, I flew once out to Edmonton, and that fucking hurt. Plane floating up and down in the air.
Oh, yeah.
Not good. It fucking hurt like hell.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something else. Fuck.
Yeah. Starting to hurt.
Oh, it is a little bit. That's
I had my
You had what?
I had my lung collapse, and the doctor, I don't know where he was from, but his English wasn't very good. And he got on the computer. I'm sitting there waiting for him. He knows what's wrong with me, and he's looking it up on the computer what size hose to use to let the air out or something. But I was like, holy fuck, I didn't know, like, is this doctor watching YouTube there to figure out what to do or what? Like, I was quite worried, but he, when he cut me open, he cut right through the muscle, and it was like a snap, and it fucking hurt, I tell you. But after he put that valve in to let the air out, I left there with that tube on, and I felt good. I I wasn't in pain anymore. I felt fine. And then about, I don't know, 6 months later, my other lung collapsed,
Holy fuck.
and it wasn't as bad as the first time. At first, my chest didn't hurt as much, but I knew something was wrong because I couldn't get really much air in me, eh?
Yeah.
And there was a surgeon there at the hospital that time, and he said, "Oh, there's nothing to worry about, just a small cut." And I said, well, actually, I know it's gonna hurt like a bastard because I already had it happen to me, and I felt a snap. I felt like a fucking bone break, but it was muscle. The doctor cut through muscle, and he's like, "Oh, I know a trick around that," and he cut pretty much in the identical spot on the other side, but however he made that cut, it never cut through that muscle on my other side. That's the difference between, I guess, a surgeon and a doctor.
Yeah.
Surgeons know how to cut, I guess.
Yeah.
And he put that tube in, but I didn't get better. I kept getting worse. The pressure, the air kept building up inside me, and it kept getting a lot worse. Then within, I don't know, 3 days, I couldn't even move. I had so much air in my body where I couldn't move because it hurt so bad to even move a little bit. And they sent me to another hospital. And when I got there, from the ambulance ride, I was in like where they bring everybody at first kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the doctor came over and looked at me, and they were busy, man. They were packed in there. And they're like, I was hooked up to this machine, and the fluid inside this machine is supposed to bubble if you got a rip in your lung or anything, eh?
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, you're fine. I'm sending you home." And I'm like, "Man, I can't. Something's wrong. Something bad's wrong." He's like, "No." He's like, "You're just craving a cigarette. I'm sending you home." I'm like, "Listen, if I wanted a fucking cigarette, I would be home." I said, "You send me home, I'm gonna die." And so do what you want. And so he took a pair of scissors and he clipped the hose so no air would get in, and he switched to a different brand machine with fluid in it. And as soon as he switched that machine, the fluid started bubbling. And he's like, "Holy crap, you got a huge rip in your lung." And I said, "Yeah, well, I already knew that, but anyways." So they fucking brought me up and gave me some morphine. But it took about 2 weeks for my lung to get better that time.
Well, it's been 11 years so far for me. Actually, 20 years if you count the first time I had problems with this.
Right. Well, they hooked me up to a machine because after 2 days I got worse instead of getting better. They hooked me up to, I was in so much pain, they hooked me up to a machine. I can't think of the name of it, but you give yourself your own shot of morphine. You press a little button on it, and it gives you a little shot of morphine. And they hooked me up to that, and I was like, "Well, fuck, I'm quite worried about it, right? I've heard a lot of bad things about morphine. I don't want to fucking overdose or anything like that on it." And the nurse is like, "Oh no, if you press the button twice, it will beep. It won't let you give yourself more morphine than you're supposed to have." and things like that. The machine's all set up so you can't get more morphine. It will
Yeah.
only let you give you some every half an hour, 20 minutes. So it don't matter how much you press the button. I said, okay. So 2 hours, 3 hours go by. I'm hitting this button. I'm not getting no pain relief, no nothing. So I tell the nurse, the nurse comes by and I say, listen, I'm not getting no pain relief. But she looks at the machine. She's like, oh, I can see you're getting morphine there. I can see how much morphine's went into you. You're getting it. I'm like, well, listen, I need to see the doctor because something's wrong. I'm not getting no pain relief. And she kind of had this snobby reaction to me wanting to see the doctor because, she wasn't really caring what I was telling her.
Yeah.
And she comes over to my fucking arm, and there's a little switch where the IV goes into my arm.
Yeah.
And she clicks that open. It was closed the whole time. So every time I was hitting the morphine, it was just building up in the tube and not going in my goddamn arm. And so when she hit that open, all that morphine I'd been hitting all went into my body at once. And I tell you, right away, it was within about 7 seconds, that room and everything started spinning. And the machine I was hooked up to was taking my vitals and it was taking all that stuff, eh?
Yeah.
And right away it went crazy because everything was changing in my body from all this morphine just fucking skirting into me. And I guess the ER doctors or whatever you want to call them downstairs could see my machine on a computer screen, I guess. And they were calling up wondering what the heck was going on because all my vitals had just changed like that. But I wasn't in no more pain. But yet, everything was spinning. The nurses all come in. They're like, the nurse that opened the fucking valve on me, she ran out of the room. Never seen her again. And because she knew what she did, she could have been fired.
Yeah.
But I was too messed up on the morphine to realize what just happened, right? And everything was spinning. I couldn't see. I lost my vision. And the nurse is like, the doctor wants you to take a shot and it's going to take the morphine effect away, but you're going to be fucking in bad pain. And I said, listen, he said, just give me a bucket because I'm going to throw up. I'm not taking no shot. I don't want no shot to reverse the effect. I'm finally not in pain. But every time I would close my eyes, everything was shut down. My lungs and everything were starting to shut down when I closed my eyes. So the phone would ring and then the nurses would all run in. And it got to the point where every time I heard the phone ring, I would open my eyes because I knew the nurses were going to run back in. And that happened all night because of that. Nurses kept having to come in. Because if I closed my eyes, they'd go in that sleep effect. My lungs and everything were shutting down. And that's what happens with people that overdose on morphine.
Yeah.
They fall asleep and they don't wake up. But as long as I kept my eyes open, my heart rate and everything else was staying up enough.
Yeah.
But I remember one of the higher ups came in the next morning and said, what happened to you was real dangerous and, you could have been seriously hurt and stuff. And I was like, well, you know what happened, right? I said, a fucking nurse did that to me. Like, how, I was complaining about the medicine not working. But again, I didn't know which nurse did it to me. I couldn't say. But then when I got transferred, when I was leaving the hospital to get the tube out of my lung, doctor comes in, says, nurse is going to give you a little shot for the pain. You'll be awake fully. It will help with the pain pull the tube out and you'll be going home. I said, great. So the nurse is giving me this needle in the arm, and the doctor's writing something in his clipboard, and all of a sudden he reaches over and grabs the nurse's arm and says, whoa, that's enough. And she goes, you're the doctor. So she had this syringe right full of fucking morphine, and she was starting to feed me this whole tube where she was only supposed to give me a little tiny bit. So all I remember was the doctor reaching over and grabbing the nurse's hand saying, that's enough. And I passed out because it was, again, I got a big shot of fucking morphine and I passed out. So when I woke up, the tube was out of me, and the nurse and doctor weren't there. So again, it was like fucking 2 times I seriously could have sued that hospital.
Yeah.
Because that second time I was only supposed to get, a little bit to ease the pain. Instead, they gave me so much it made me pass out.
They give me I went into the hospital 20 years ago for this pain, and I was hurting bad. They give me a shot to help me sleep. I went to the hospital, I don't know, it was 3, 4 in the morning, and they 5 o'clock, they give me a shot to make me go to sleep. And when the nurse walked in the door, I woke up at 6.
Holy frick.
So their sleeping shot really didn't do much for me. It gave me an hour's sleep, that was it. And as soon as she opened the door, I heard her and I woke up.
Yeah.
But I usually find that here, anyway, the nurses are pretty good. I would go a nurse over a doctor any day if they were to have an argument.
Right.
I went to the doctor. He seen me in pain. Didn't do a fucking thing to help me. Seen a nurse who was on maternity leave in the fucking grocery store. And she looked at me and she said, and I explained everything to her because she was asking me a question. And she said, well, I'll go talk to a doctor, your doctor, and things will be a little different. And
yeah.
I went into him and, hey, I hear you need some fucking pills, some painkillers. So he gave me oxycodone and I took them and they were fucking shit. They didn't do a thing.
Yeah.
So I just quit taking pills. Why? I take the pills for my mind, but nothing works for the pain.
Yeah.
And they're back on to me. Let's go back to you again.
No, I don't, I'm like you. I don't take, if I got a headache or something, I don't take Tylenol or nothing. I don't like taking pills either. So the only time I go to the hospital is if something's hanging off me, I hate hospitals, and I said that to the doctor. I said, fuck, I don't come here unless something bad's happening to me. Like, some doctors there's some good doctors out there, but there's a lot of these doctors where they're just idiots. Like, I did I don't know how many kilometers. I ended up walking about 30 kilometers one day, and it was an all day. I was walking from early morning until pitch dark at night. And the next day, I couldn't move my leg. It hurt so bad. And I don't know, 3 days went by and my leg, I couldn't stand on my legs. One leg was okay, but it still hurt. But the other one was real, real bad. And that's probably because I broke that leg before. But I went in, and this woman doctor, she comes in, and the first thing she says to me is, I can't prescribe any narcotics. And I looked at her for a second, and I said, for one, you're a doctor. You can subscribe. You can give anybody anything. And two, I said, I'm not here for that. I'm here to make sure I don't got a blood clot in my damn leg. And she's like, oh, well, I can tell you right now that you don't got a blood clot in your leg because young people your age don't get blood clots in their lower leg. And I'm like, okay, so, whatever. What's wrong? Is there something that you do to help the pain kind of thing? And she walked out, and another doctor had come in the room, and I think he gave me some kind of muscle relaxer. I can't remember now, but
Yeah.
but there's some doctors out there that are just idiots. I guess it's the only thing really I can say about them.
Nowadays, most of them are just in it for the money. They don't give a shit about anybody. They just want
Yeah.
cash.
Yeah. Well, I know the doctors here on call, they make, there's one doctor on call, and when they're in there, they get paid by the patient and by the hour. So, they got a crap load of money.
Yeah, I broke my wrist one time, and the doctor said, it don't matter how many times you come back to see me, I get $750 for your wrist. And if he would have been smart, he would only had me come in there twice. But he put a cast on my hand up to my elbow, and then every time the swelling would go down, he would put a new cast on and would get shorter and shorter. And I was fucking drinking, shooting pool in the bar. I got really drunk one night and fell asleep on it, and fuck me, I re-broke it. I went back to him and I said, hey, I want you to put another cast on back from here to here, and we'll just leave it on.
Yeah.
And then it healed up.
Oh, okay.
Well, he made it big enough. I couldn't shoot pool anymore. I couldn't use it. And if I did lay on it, I wasn't hurting it because it was all cast instead of just a cast to here and the break is here.
Oh, okay.
I went back to work with the cast on my hand, driving truck.
I'll tell you a friggin' funny story about a cast. You hold down the fort for me for a minute there. I gotta just do something. It's gonna take about 5 minutes.
Well, I'll try to hold down the fort.
All right, buddy.
So, do you know that it's illegal for any major baseball team to put a midget on their roster? They have a height requirement. Which, when you come to think of it, wouldn't it be a hell of a lot funnier to watch a baseball game with little people or midget, whatever you want to call them? Hey, Ogre. How's it going today? And here's another one. I don't know if it's ever been done. It might have been done, but uh, well, any kind of a movie. Fuck. If you made a western with people in Shetland ponies, because they can ride Shetland ponies, they're not very big. Or if you had to, even those miniature horses. On YouTube is two midgets boxing. And uh, it was a really good fight, I would say, except for they had to wear adult sized gloves for fuck's sakes. So they're these little guys with these great big fucking gloves on to swing. Just didn't seem to make sense to me. I wished I could do something. I'd be out farming today. Maybe. I don't know what's fucking growing around here. I don't think anything grew really big. How about a Western ginger? The ginger ogre.
Ogre's in the house, is he?
Yeah. Fuck, I wonder if I should check the oil in my truck today. Liam melon skin. I don't. At the moment. SpaghettiOs. I haven't had them in a long time. I'm pretty bland. You gotta add some hot sauce or lots of pepper in to make it.
That's pretty crazy, Ogre. I have to do a bunch of stuff right now, so I'm gonna have to end this stream early. So I'm gonna thank you for coming up, Myron, because I appreciate you, buddy.
Hey, no problem.
All right, have a good one. I'll try to make it over to your stream there today.
Yeah. Thanks for picking me up. Ogre and everybody in chat. Catch you later.
See everybody in chat.